control paradigm, and these are some of the characteristics, so see if these sound familiar. One, there's a single best way to do the job, and whose way is it usually?
The man.
The boss's idea, right? It's their way, his or her way. Jobs are highly specialized, so we have these little functional silos, so you can fold, and you just fold your heart's content, but that's all you do. And in fact, HR might even get mad at you if you try and go out and do something else. That's the problem with narrow silos. You can't flow to where the work is or needs to be done. Management are the ones, they set all the goals, they dictate your schedules, all of that. Employees don't really have any input to that kind of thing. Training is focused on technical skill development, which isn't a bad thing. We want people to continue to build their technical skills, but there's also other kinds of things that employees need to be really effective. Particularly in today's environment, they need more interpersonal skills and they need business knowledge skills. So they need to understand the business that they're in so that they can respond to the changes that are coming so rapidly. Rewards are based on individual performance, and all of this, of course, came out of the turn into the 20th century of the work of Frederick Winslow Taylor. Do you still talk about him? Something called technological imperative, where technology was everything. I mean, they just loved the technology, so you do all these wonderful things with technology, then you just cram people into the jobs, and they became very rote and very boring. And you know, you'd be working on an assembly line, and yes, you can have any color you want as long as it's black. That whole thing, you know. So it was really, it became very boring, very tedious, very unfulfilling kinds of jobs. Controls are external, so you have lots of policies and ways to do things, kind of like your HR people were so kind as to give you a whole bunch of policies, like your vacation days and so forth, because you assume people will not self-control, so we have to control them externally, so we have lots of policies. Job alienation is accepted. In other words, I don't feel a real connection or love for this. It's a paycheck, and I show up, but I don't feel heavily invested in this job or this company or anything. I mean, that's just, I come to work and do my job, and then I go home. Very bureaucratic. You kind of found that a little bit. You've got, you know, go ask the manager, go ask the manager, go ask the manager. So you have to run things up the line instead of having decisions made locally. And we like to isolate employees from each other, so you're not chit-chatting and talking and sharing information. How would that be? That would be bad, right? So this worked great. This paradigm worked great for almost a century. You know, it really was, probably not that long, but it worked well for a long time. And then
Depends on the company.
yeah, it depends on the company. Some companies still work well with this.